Imagine your marketing team has its best month ever, generating 1,000 inbound leads. On paper, this looks like pure momentum, but for the people responsible for closing those deals, 1,000 unvetted contacts creates an immediate, invisible backlog. A raw database is a chaotic mix of variables. Within that list, serious buyers are buried under university students, competitors doing research, and small businesses lacking budget. This volume exposes the core operational bottleneck in any B2B growth engine. No matter how many leads you generate, the hours your human sales team has to actually call and research these prospects are strictly finite. When a sales team treats every lead with the same level of urgency, they spend the majority of their week chasing dead ends. While they leave voicemails for researchers, high-value buyers are left waiting, often moving on to competitors who respond faster. Lead qualification is the operational process designed to prevent this. It's the mechanism for separating buying signals from background noise to protect the sales team's time. To automate this at scale, companies use lead scoring. This is an algorithmic method of ranking thousands of contacts based on their statistical likelihood to become customers. Generating more leads rarely solves the problem of limited sales bandwidth. Mathematical prioritization allows a company to focus human effort exactly where it yields the highest return. To build that algorithm, we start with the first critical dimension of lead evaluation. We map this on a y-axis and label it fit. Fit measures demographic and firmographic data. It asks whether a person matches your company's ideal customer profile by looking at variables like their industry, their total employee headcount, and their specific job title. We cross this with the second dimension along the horizontal axis, which we label intent. Intent relies on behavioral data. It tracks what the prospect is actually doing, like watching a webinar or requesting a demo, to determine if they are actively demonstrating buying readiness. This creates 4 distinct quadrants. In the top right, we find high fit and high intent. An example would be an HR director at a major bank requesting a product demo. These prospects require immediate routing to the sales team for fast follow-up before their interest cools. The top left contains leads with high fit but low intent. Think of a head of data at a Target account who downloaded a general educational guide but hasn't asked to speak with anyone. Because they match your ideal profile but lack readiness, these leads are placed into a long-term content nurturing sequence to build trust over time. In the bottom right, we have low fit but high intent. This occurs when a university student or an individual freelancer requests a demo for an enterprise software package. To protect enterprise sales bandwidth, these leads are redirected to self-service options, automated webinars, or lower-priced partner products. Finally, the bottom left quadrant holds leads with low fit and low intent. These contacts offer no value to the sales team and are disqualified and removed from the active workflow. Separating who the buyer is from what they are doing prevents systemic pipeline inefficiencies. This matrix serves as the blueprint for our scoring algorithm. To process thousands of leads, revenue operations translates this conceptual matrix into an automated numerical scoring system inside the CRM. The first component is explicit scoring. This is the direct numerical translation of a prospect's fit based on the declared data they provide. A prospect earns 20 points for holding a C-level title and 15 points if their company employs over 1,000 people. The second component is implicit scoring. This translates the prospect's intent into math by tracking their digital footprint across your assets. A high-intent action, like a demo request, adds 30 points, while a lower-intent action, like clicking a course catalog, adds 8 points. By linking these demographic inputs with behavioral tracking, the CRM generates a real-time assessment of exactly how valuable that lead is at any given second. Explicit and implicit scoring work together to replace subjective sales assumptions with objective, measurable data points. However, purely additive scoring models contain a major vulnerability known as the engagement trap. Consider a highly engaged non-buyer, like a student or a competitor. They might open every marketing email you send and download every free guide available on your site. Every action accumulates points. Very quickly, this creates a false positive, a contact that scores identically to an enterprise buyer, despite having no ability to purchase. Forwarding these false positives to the sales floor forces reps to spend hours researching and calling dead ends. This wastes expensive human capital and destroys the sales team's trust in marketing data. Advanced RevOps teams solve this through a necessary algorithmic correction: negative scoring. Negative signals ruthlessly cull the data. The CRM subtracts 20 points the moment a lead identifies as a student, and 30 points if they use a competitor's email domain, crushing the inflated score instantly. A reliable prioritization algorithm relies just as heavily on penalizing noise as it does on rewarding positive buying signals. Accumulating points in a database is useless unless those points trigger a specific operational action. Companies establish a scoring threshold. For example, once a contact hits 80 points, they cross the line and become a marketing qualified lead, or MQL. This designation is a data-driven hypothesis rather than a guaranteed sale. That hypothesis requires human validation. When sales verifies the lead, it transitions into a sales qualified lead, or SQL. To systematically validate this score, sales teams run discovery calls using qualitative frameworks like BANT. BANT requires the rep to confirm the first two variables: whether the prospect has the budget to afford the solution and the authority to sign the contract. The rep then verifies the final two variables: a legitimate business need to solve the problem and a concrete timeline for the implementation. While algorithms excel at processing massive data volume, quantitative scoring must end in qualitative semen judgment to secure a legitimate pipeline. Sometimes the system fails. High-scoring MQLs might be consistently rejected during discovery calls, while low-scoring leads might unexpectedly sign contracts. A lead scoring model is never a piece of software you set and forget. It operates as a living service-level agreement between the marketing and sales departments. To maintain accuracy, there must be a feedback loop. Sales reps input specific rejection reasons back into the CRM, allowing revenue operations to recalibrate the point weights. Modern RevOps teams accelerate this calibration using machine learning. Predictive AI analyzes historical data to identify hidden conversion patterns and automatically adjust scoring thresholds. Predictive scoring relies on the data hygiene and precise profile definitions established by human operators. Treating all leads with the same level of attention guarantees an inefficient pipeline. A calibrated scoring algorithm creates the precise focus necessary to scale B2B revenue.